Hey everybody, I'm Dylan Huffman, Public Information Officer for Haywood County, North Carolina. Welcome to Smoky Mountain Echo. Hope everybody had a great Christmas holiday, and we are now looking ahead to 2026. Today on the podcast, we're going to be talking about something important as we head into the new year: property tax programs and what you need to know for 2026. First, if you're a Haywood County resident who turns 65 or becomes totally and permanently disabled in 2025, and your total income is $38,800 or less, you may qualify for the elderly or disabled property tax exclusion. This program can remove $25,000 of your home's value or 50% of the appraised value, whichever is greater for tax purposes. If you're already receiving this exclusion, you only need to reapply if your income changes, your marital status changes, or the use of the property changes. If you're applying for the first time because of a disability, you'll need a doctor's statement from a North Carolina licensed physician confirming that you are totally and permanently disabled. And remember, homeowners who qualify for this program cannot receive any other type of tax relief. Applications are due on June 1st, 2026. Next, North Carolina homeowners who are honorably discharged, 100% service-connected disabled veterans, or the unmarried surviving spouse of a qualifying veteran may be eligible for the disabled veteran property tax exclusion. This removes the first $45,000 of your home's appraised value for tax purposes. To qualify, you must be a North Carolina resident, you must own and live in the home, and the disability must be 100% total, permanent, and service-connected as of January 1st, 2026. Applications are also due on June 1st, 2026. You'll need either a VA disability certification or proof of specially adapted housing benefits under federal law. There's no age or income requirement, but just like the previous program, you can't receive the exclusion alongside any other tax relief programs. Finally, a reminder that North Carolina law requires all property owners to list personal property during the month of January. This includes things like untaxed vehicles, trailers, boats, motorcycles, campers, manufactured homes. Haywood County does not require you to list real estate. We handle that automatically. If you own a business, you must file a business personal property listing form. If you own a business, you must file a business personal property listing form, which covers equipment, rented furniture units, and farm machinery that are used to earn income. Abstracts will be mailed in January to anyone who listed last year. If you didn't receive one, but you still need to list, you can visit the tax assessor's office at the Haywood County Historic Courthouse, January 1st through 31st, Monday through Friday from 8 to 5. All forms must be signed. A 10% late listing penalty applies if forms or extensions are not submitted by January 31st. Now let's bring in Jennifer Mester from the Haywood County Tax Office. So what would you say is the biggest mistake that people make each year when it comes to property tax exclusions or listings?
As far as listings, a lot of times they think if nothing has changed, if they still own the same items, that they don't have to list. But you're required to list every year, even if nothing has changed. Or if they have sold something or gotten rid of it, or it's been destroyed, always bring in documentation, a bill of sale, a receipt from the scrapyard, any documentation that you have that shows that you no longer have that item.
If someone isn't sure whether or not they qualify for one of the exemptions, what's the best thing that they need to do first to kind of see if they do apply?
Just come by the office or give us a call, and we'll be happy to go over it with them.
Absolutely. And then what would you want people to know about the January 31st personal property listing deadline and that 10% penalty after that?
So the deadline is set by general statute.
Okay.
So we cannot waive that if they come in late, or we receive it in the mail late. Even if they didn't receive their abstract until after the 31st, we cannot waive that penalty because that's by statute. We send out the listing forms as a courtesy to taxpayers. We're not required to send those out. It's the taxpayer's duty to list. So even if they don't receive their listing form, they still need to come in and list by January 31st.
So folks basically have from January 2nd to January 31st to come in the office and list.
Yes. And we or do the online listing. We have the new online listing this year. Um, we have previously accepted listing forms via email. We are no longer allowed to do that, and that's from the Department of Revenue. So we cannot take listing forms by email anymore.
So folks can come in the office and list, or they can go to our website, haywoodcountync.gov, go under the tax assessor webpage, and they'll see all the forms that they need there if they want to do it online.
Yes. Yes. Or if they send it by the mail, make sure it's the USPS postmark. Pitney Bowes doesn't count, or any type of company like Pitney Bowes. It has to be from the U.S. Post Office to be considered on time if it's postmarked by the 31st. Because we do receive them, sometimes we'll receive them in February.
Sure.
Just because the way the mail runs. But as long as it has that postmark of the 31st, it's still considered on time.
Jennifer, is there anything else important that you think folks need to know?
Okay. In regards to filing for property tax relief or exemption, it's very important that you have your application turned in by June 1st. That is the deadline. Also, when you turn in your application, make sure you bring all your supporting documents with you. It's much easier if they're all turned in at the same time instead of, bringing a piece here and there. And we do have to have those supporting documents before we can process the application. So just an application by itself won't allow you to qualify for the property tax relief. And disabled veterans, we have to have a DVA-9 form signed by the Veterans Office to go along with your application. Just turning in that DVA-9 form won't suffice. We have to have that in a county application. We do have checklists online or in the office that goes over all of the things that are required to be turned in with your application. So it's real important to read over that and have all of your documents together. Make sure you're turning in the right pieces for the application in which you want to apply for. And you have until June 1st to turn those in.
Don't forget, you can find all of the forms that you need and details over at haywoodcountync.gov. If you think you may qualify for any of these programs, or if you have questions about listing your property, personal or business, our tax team is here to help. The Haywood County Tax Assessor's office is located at 215 North Main Street in downtown Waynesville. That's at the historic courthouse. You can also give them a call, 828-356-2752 for personal, 828-356-2751 for business. I'm Dylan Huffman. Thank you so much for listening to Smoky Mountain Echo this month.